All right, let's pull back the curtain on something that happens, thousands of times a day inside every big company, but it's almost invisible to the outside world. We're going to follow the journey of a purchase request. Let's dive in.
So just think about it for a second. You've got a company with, say, 10,000 employees. If every single one of them could just buy whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted, you'd have complete financial anarchy. How on earth do you control the budget? How do you stop people from buying the same thing twice? It's a massive challenge, and the solution is actually a really elegant, structured process.
And at the very heart of that process is this document. It's called the Purchase Requisition, or PR for short. This is the absolute foundation for everything. And the most important word here, really, is request. See, it's not an order. It's not a command to buy anything. It's purely an internal ask. It's basically you raising your hand inside the company and saying, hey, I think we need this. Do I have permission to go get it? Okay, so how do you even start building that request? How do you actually tell the system what it is you need? Well, this is where it gets pretty interesting because you've actually got a few different ways to build your corporate shopping list. Let's use a super simple, relatable example. Your old office chair. It's finally given up. It's done. You can't just run out to a store and buy a new one on a company card, right? Nope. You've got to start the formal process. And that means creating a purchase requisition for it. So how do you get that chair onto your request? Well, you generally have three main paths you can take. The easiest way is if it's a catalog item. You can think of this like the company's private, pre-approved Amazon store. Super simple. But what if you need something special, something not on the list? Then you create a non-catalog item, where you just describe what you need and you let the pro purchasing team go find it for you. And then there's the punch-out item, which is really clever. The system literally sends you out to a trusted partner's website, you do your shopping there, and your cart gets pulled right back into your official request. Pretty slick. Okay, so you've picked out your chair, you've filled out the form, and you've hit submit. But that's not the end of the story. Not even close. In fact, its real journey through the company is just getting started. Your requisition now enters what's known as the approval flow, and you should really think of it as a gauntlet. It's a series of checkpoints, of gates that it has to pass through before it can ever get the green light. This is the company's internal control system, and it's in full effect right now. And here's that gauntlet in action. So the second you hit submit, your request gets a unique tracking number, and the system automatically sends it to the right people. First stop is usually your manager, but then it faces the most critical check of all, the budget check. Is there actually money set aside for this? If the funds are there, and if everyone signs off, only then does it get that final, glorious approval. Now, we get to the most critical moment in this entire process. This is where your humble internal request gets to become an official external command. And this is the great transformation. That purchase requisition, the PR, was purely internal. It never left the company. It was just an ask. But once it's fully approved, it morphs into a purchase order, or a PO. And the PO is completely different. It's an external, legally binding contract that gets sent out to the supplier. This is the official go signal. And hey, don't just take my word for it. The source material from the SAP Ariba guide says it right there in black and white. The approved PR is what triggers the creation of the purchase order. This is the exact moment the company officially commits to spending real money with an outside vendor. There is no turning back now. So why? Why on earth do huge companies go through all this trouble for something as simple as an office chair? Well, the answer really boils down to three things: control, efficiency, and visibility. You know, the benefits are just massive. This whole process gives the company total control over its budget. It completely stops that rogue spending that can absolutely destroy budgets. It creates a perfect, traceable audit trail for every single penny, which is crucial for compliance. And by channeling all of this spending through one system, the company can negotiate way better deals with its suppliers. It's basically the central nervous system for all corporate spending. So there you have it, the entire journey, from a simple internal ask to a legally binding external order. It's a path that's been carefully designed to create order out of what could be total chaos. Which, leaves us with one final thought. Now that you know the whole process, what do you think really happens when someone tries to skip a step?